The good thing is no time to waste. We've been joined by Montserrat County Senator in Abraham Darius Dillon, and he joined us. And we want to say good morning and welcome to all of you. Can you please help us adjust this mic? In the meantime, before the camera gets on him, we'd like to say good morning to all of you watching the live right here on Prime Communications Network Incorporated. Please do me a favor to write down the names of the other onliners so that I can be able to announce them to the public so that people can feed on those. But in the meantime, you can share our live. It's Prime FM Monrovia 105.5. Prime FM Monrovia 105.5. Senator Abraham Darius Dillon is our prime guest this morning, and we do this straight up to 10:30. My name is Kelvin Demi, and Danishis Mate is my colleague. And together we're going to drive you through straight up to 10:30. Today's Tuesday, the 20th day of January 2026. We'd like to say Happy New Year to Senator Dillon, and you're most welcome.
Good morning. Where are you again?
Kelvin.
Okay. Oh, good morning.
You know, this is one name is hard to forget. So you see out of mind, out of sight. Yeah.
Good morning, Kelvin. Good morning, Tanisha. How are you?
Yeah, can you carry his mic closer to him, please?
Yeah, let me say good morning to listeners on Prime FM in Liberia, and good day wherever you are on the social media around the world.
Yeah, before you come, can I confirm that Joy and D15 are relaying as always?
No.
Okay, then.
All right, great. So let's kick off with last week you sponsored 4 anti-corruption bills. Give us an update on why you sponsored the bills that came from the executive and
what I did.
Yeah.
And the specific of those bills.
Yeah.
There are bills for accountability. We want to strengthen, in keeping with the agenda of the administration, the rescue mission. We are doing everything to strengthen these anti-corruption institutions so that they get more teeth to bite, and to make sure that these laws are reformed in keeping with current reality, and to ensure that public officials, especially, we can conduct ourselves accordingly. And the law does not only apply to public officials. If you are in the private sector and you committed a corruption crime, the law will also apply to you. I sponsor these bills because it helps to reform and give more teeth to bite to the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission. And these bills were submitted by the executive, and I sponsor them on the record in the Senate, and will ensure that those which largely to amend provisions of the LCC Act so that we can make up for places that were not considered during the passage of the LCC Act. So we'll be more teeth to bite to the institution.
Okay, let's go to the Ivanhoe deal. I mean, it's been a whole long talk from the executive to the legislature. Where are we in terms of the deal itself? There's been some criticism about the deal, but let's get your take.
Yeah, there will always be criticism, and we'll always welcome criticism. Look, I tell people criticism can help to keep a conscious-minded person. We are all human beings. As much as we criticize, we come across as trying to be perfect. None of us is. We are not perfect. But criticism can help. Anybody who doesn't like criticism is not ready, especially any leader. What if the criticism is done in bad faith? Plenty people, some people just say now waiting to know what I will sleep. And they pray. Then they blow it. So they want that kind of criticism. Now when you pray that kind of prayer, they must say, I pray so again. So again, I'm not your prayer. And that it keeps me on track. So criticism is good. The Ivanhoe deal, Ivanhoe is from HPX. Ivanhoe is not a mining company. Ivanhoe is more like a shipment company, transportation company that will facilitate the transportation of a mining company ore from Guinea to Liberia through the port of Buchanan. And it comes with opportunity for jobs. It comes with opportunity for improvement of our rail infrastructure. And it comes with helping to boost our economy, because the more jobs we add to our people, the more taxes people pay, it helps to boost the economy. So Ivanhoe has been ratified.
Okay.
So Ivanhoe is not yet enforceable in Liberia until the president approves it in keeping with the practice for lawmaking.
Okay.
We look forward to the president approving Ivanhoe ratification so that the process can begin. Now, what is Ivanhoe going to do in Liberia? Ivanhoe is a company contracted by a Guinean mining or a mining company operating under the laws of Guinea. They play the iron ore in Guinea near the border with Liberia through Nima. Guinea seaport to ship it to Guinea seaport from where it is near Liberia border with Nima to ship it to Conakry will take them billions of dollars. It's so far, and it will be better. There have been mining companies that have secured mining rights over the ore in Guinea, and the mineral development agreement expired in the end because there was no way to ship the ore from where it is to Conakry. So, in my view, that old deposit over there is like a blessing to both Guinea and Liberia. God put it there so that maybe for such a time for Liberia to benefit too. So as it is now, Ivanhoe has a contract with a mining company in Guinea to ship the ore through Liberia. From where the iron ore is in Guinea is about 23 miles by road. The road is not paved. The Ivanhoe will pave that road from Guinea, where the iron ore is, to bring it by road
From the Togadere border.
From the Togadere border to Yekepa, where the train track is. From inside Liberia, from the Togadere border to where the train track is, it's about, I think, 15 miles. They will pave that road too.
It's a 25-mile road.
25-mile road. They will pave it too. Then they will use that road for 3 years to put it all on the train in Yegepa and ship it through Buchanan Port. Because it's easier and shorter and far less expensive for that company. In the 3 years, in the 3 years while they're using the road, they will be constructing an additional train track, while they're also using the existing train track along with astrometer to build an additional train track from Nima all the way to the port of Buchanan. Imagine it's going to take some years, but the construction period is going to create jobs. The pavement of the road during that period,
along the way, create jobs for Liberians.
for Liberians, of course, and that's where we will also step in. Most times we say when we pass this concession agreement, part of the reason why we pass them is because the concessionaire guarantees that this concession will provide or create, say, 500 or 1,000 jobs. Then we too got to follow up to say, to make sure that all the 500 or 1,000 jobs will not get 700 work permit to non-Liberians. Then in effect, we have not actually created jobs for Liberians. Even though we created jobs for them Liberians who are qualified and not only jobs.
What's the estimated number of jobs for Liberia that this economy is going to affect?
We're looking at 1,000 plus.
Okay.
When you're doing road construction, you're doing rail train track from Yekepa all the way to the port of the canal. It's going to take few years, and those few years construction period, you will need welder, you will need professional electrician, you will need different skilled people. In fact, you will even need, you're going to provide incentive. When you're doing a road, Liberian-owned companies can provide cross-rack for different things. The local content aspect of it. All we need to do is to ensure that these companies abide by
what is contained in the agreement.
What is contained in the agreement. And so, and then they're also going to have to recondition the port of Buchanan.
Yeah, okay.
And it's going to also provide jobs. After these people finish doing the iron ore for years, they finish shipping the iron ore for years, the train track is not going to route it on carry back.
It remains there.
It's going to remain there. It's going to be a national asset. That national asset is not going to be used for commercial and as well as private or public use. People, another means of transportation to move from Buchanan to Yekepa. From Yekepa, you can go into Guinea by train track, and and all that thing. So it comes with different added value and incentive for the country.
Before we
Great.
while we await the president's on the signing on the 6th day, what's about the 37 million that was supposed to be paid? So once the president signs, then the money is sent to the consolidated fund?
No, let's be clear.
Okay.
On the previous government, and it's not a blame shifting, but it's for the record.
Okay.
On the previous government, there was some 37 million that was provided to the government of Liberia.
Okay.
On the previous government. If by HPX before it became EVAO, because I was in the legislature, and I didn't come to make myself appear like one Mr. Perfect, because I asked why are we taking HPX money
when we have not passed
or deal with them, we don't have a legal standing with them. Why are we taking their money? Now HPX has said, because they gave the government of Liberia, the previous government is continuity, we understand that. If the deal had not been passed or ratified up to March 2026, this year, Liberia will have to refund that money.
Wow.
But that if the deal we agree and make sense and we pass it, then Liberia doesn't have to refund that 37 million.
Wow.
So we are not running away from refund.
Okay.
So we didn't pass it because we don't want to refund.
Okay.
We pass it because we think
it's good for the country.
The deal is good for the country.
Okay. And then lastly, on the same part, there's a National Rail Authority. I mean,
yes.
Has that been? I don't know. I'll be corrected if I use the word extracted. From the ad, or it's been perfected that once the ratification is done, that body is set up. Sets up, and the president starts to appoint. I mean, is that how it works?
So there is an independent rail authority that is existing currently only by executive order.
Okay.
And executive order has the force of law.
1 year.
But the lifespan is 1 year.
Okay.
It can be renewed. That is why the framework of the Constitution and in a good democracy, so that the no legislative proceedings can take some time. So they gave the president constitutional leverage to issue executive order so that government can be running on certain things that were not contemplated by law. The order has the force of law. The president has renewed it and he extended by another 6 months to give the legislature and the government the time now to properly enact the National Rail Commission so that we can have an independent rail commission that will now supervise how the usage of the rail by multiple companies, whether private or concession or government entities. You want to use the rail, you want to know what time, whose train we're going to be on the rail, and at which time, so they can fix the schedule and everybody can use it accordingly.
His name is Senator Abe Darius Dillon. He's our prime guest, and he's here straight up to 10:30 this morning. I want to follow up on, does this create discomfort with any concessionaires? Because it seems like some concessionaires are very unhappy or are uneased about this entire Ivanhoe deal. Can you spend some time on what disadvantage or disadvantages does it cause the current concessionaires? The case with AML, for instance.
Look, we appreciate ArcelorMittal and any other company investing in Liberia, providing jobs for our people, and helping to run our economy. But no company is bigger than this country. No company should be bigger than this country. The interest of the country and the people must be our topmost priority. Okay. If you have a national asset like a train track or railroad, and one company is doing everything to frustrate more investment company because they want to own ownership or have exclusive access to the railroad, we as a people, especially as a government, we can't say they allow that. So about the discomfort, ArcelorMittal is not in competition with HPX or Ivanhoe. ArcelorMittal has MDA with Liberia, Mineral Development Agreement, to find iron ore in the concession area and ship it and pay the royalty and conform to what the agreement says. HPX is taking iron ore from Guinea and only shipping it through our corridor to the port of Buchanan. They are not in competition. No, even ArcelorMittal does not want another company to use the railroad. The ArcelorMittal business, we as a government, it is upon us to have the courage to say no. Our road, they are national asset. We determine, and everybody use it. Everybody use it. To avoid conflict, we will set up a body that will fix the schedule. Everybody bring a schedule. We say who will be on the road at this certain time. So discomfort, no discomfort. We've taken a decision in the best interest.
All right. So before you go to the next one, we'd like to recognize a few persons. You can drop your comments. It's a reminder that we will read some of the comments. So you can drop your comments and we are going to certainly read them all out for you. Melvin Deschute is watching from Europe. Wiama Meno, says Kelvin. Okay, we read her message. Sorry, Roberta Richards, good morning. Peter Lane Peters is watching. Comfort Gayflow is also watching. P. Mitchell Moluba, Blama V. Kamara is following from Turkey. Hajim Man is watching from Montserrat County. Excellency Tony Kama Davis, Alfred Dobo, and Moses Zawolo Numini is following from whom Dominic Trocon Jones writes. HPX was fully aware that it had no legal contract with the government of Liberia and it opted to give $37 million to the past government. On what legal grounds was this amount supposed to be a debt owed by the government of Liberia to HPX or Ivanhoe? You want to respond to that?
Government is continuity. The government of Liberia, under the former regime, took HPX $37 million, and it was endorsed by the legislature then.
Okay.
Now, I said earlier, I didn't come here to portray to be one perfect angel.
Yeah.
But I have a video in session during the budget passage. I think it's fair for me to send it to you so I can play it today. Under 1 minute. I hope I can find it quickly while we're speaking.
Yeah.
That I warn that against taking money from a company when we have not had a legal agreement with them. But the fact that the government of Liberia through the executive put it in a budget and the legislature passed it, it means the government to report money. And government is continuity. Now the government, if the government, now we now, as the current government, could be or should be asking, what did you do with the money? Wow. But to hold HPX or Ivanhoe for money that the government of Liberia took, whether it is 1980 government or whether it is 2023 government, it is the government of Liberia that took the people money. So it is the government of Liberia that will have to Yes,
so
sir.
maybe he can be reading comments while you
Yeah,
say
yeah,
your
sure.
transition,
Yeah.
so
So
that we
let me,
don't move to
okay,
the
that's
second.
with Dominic Trocon Jones, Nash Addison's Good Morning from Addison, rather. Good Morning Prime FM and radio. I'm following from Central Monrovia. Honorable J. Rufus Paul is watching from the Ministry of Information. Eddie Collins, I'm watching from Norway. Morris C. Gable, I'm following from JNB and JKK Dreams for a Better Liberia Foundation and Rescue Room in Doe Community. Nash Addison is watching. Amos Weir is watching from the city of River G, that's Fishtown in River G County. Jabatino Flexible is watching from Spain, Madrid. Amos Weir is watching from a fish city, River G. Charles B. Yates. I'm watching from Broville City. Thanks to Senator Dillon for the presentation. Fair enough. Alfred Afrido Africano Kia Jewel. Okay, you ready?
Yeah, so he sent it to me. So you
Okay, cable. Okay, yes. This one, no, this one. Right. So this is it. We're about to play Mohammed Dudu Kemokai Jr. So let's hear from Senator Dillon. This was when the date? Can you?
It was in 2022.
Is it 2022? Okay.
Yeah, July.
It's
Start it over. Go ahead.
HDX, whatever it is going to bring in 30 million to the budget. Maybe I forgot, is there an existing agreement between the government of Liberia and this HDS regarding our work increases of our railroad? And has that agreement been brought before this body for our legislative consideration? How are we including in our budget a source of revenue? Which source has that been legal now in dealing with the practice and the process? SPX is supposed to be a concessionaire, and the concessionaire that is in the volume of the requirement that's supposed to bring it before the legislature for ratification. Have we done so? So we're taking more money, but we have not done the legal thing to bring the agreement before the body for critique and ratification or rejection. How are we taking people telling million and then legislature in normally existence? I need to know the answer to those.
Okay. All right. So that's Senator Dillon right there. Keep posting your comments. We're going to read them all out for you on Prime FM Monrovia 105.5. Let me quickly recognize them. Senator, my apologies. Jala TV, The Closing Argument, Spotify, City TV, and of course, Senator Dillon's page. Yeah, go ahead.
And it was on that note, I voted no on the record against
The budget.
the recount budget in 2022. And that vote was not yea and nay.
What?
It was not yea and nay.
Explain that.
Meaning we voted on the record.
Oh, okay.
They call your name,
And then you say yes or no.
you say yes or no, and it is recorded on the record. You know, since 2022, we got the Senate to do that huge reform so that people can be held accountable for their action. Because when there's a yea and nay vote, everybody can have on a yea and nay. Anything,
Or if it was a yea.
or if it was a yea, if they end up buying the public, they don't vote for that thing. And you can hear some former lawmakers where there was no record keeping. They say, I don't vote for that thing, I don't vote for that thing. This time, especially in the Senate, since 2022, we pushed that reform. So I am saying, I didn't even think we were going to talk about this, but you know, most of the short clips, video clips, they're already on the phone. You understand? So I made the debate, I made the argument, I exposed it. Interestingly, the Senate was Fagawa at the time, so the majority voted for the budget. I voted no. Nyomri Kanga Lawrence voted.
Yeah, she's in the video.
Yeah, she voted no. Jonathan Subway of River G voted no.
Did Sir Joseph vote yes because
Can you call some of the people that voted yes since you're saying people who voted no?
So if you remember all the people that were in the Senate, when I said this person voted no, that person voted no, if one for a knee, all the other
Okay, go ahead.
yeah, I voted no. Senator Nyomdi Kangan Lawrence voted no.
Okay.
Senator
Bocha Sebwe voted no. I think Komine Wisa, and I'm sure he abstained.
Okay.
Okay.
And the rest voted
Yes.
yes. So it passed.
Okay.
Wow.
The record is there, so that I hear nobody can have on.
The late Senator Prince Johnson.
Senator Prince Johnson and I said everybody else voted.
Okay. Perfect.
Everybody was in the Senate at that time. You know, at that time they were not part of Rescue Mission. So they were part of CDC, so they were voting yes for everything.
Let's go to the other part, the port autonomy. I mean, you're in the news for the wrong reason. You've been accused by your good friend Henry Costa of some, in his words, and I'll put it in quotation, some shit it is, quote unquote.
Yeah, Costa is my small brother.
Okay.
He can fall down, get up, he can fall down, get up. I'm a national leader. I will not respond to Costa.
Okay.
We pass a law, it's before the president. We believe that law is good. The president will use his wisdom to determine. Because I have accused everybody, including killing Waka. Waka still living. I'm a different person. Let us see our national issue.
What about, it may not be a Costa reservation or a Costa accusation. This whole put
Autonomy,
autonomy conversation.
Yeah.
Tell us, you support.
Yes, I do.
And why do you support?
Because it is visionary for the country. So let me start with a very frivolous
part.
Yeah, part. So that it can be funny. The port law is about all the ports in Liberia.
Not just the NBA.
All the ports in Liberia and future ports.
Okay.
Because as we speak, B. Martin is building a port in Kidman.
Okay.
So the port law is about the current ports and future ports, including inland ports, meaning where there is no sea.
Okay.
It's visionary. But you see, everybody say the port law, they only tie to Buchanan, and make it look like the law is for Buchanan. And then, because normally Kanga Lori is senator, so she grabbed the two houses of the legislature, made them to vote for the law, so that I can join her in Buchanan, then we'll sell the port in Buchanan. Then I will come back to Moria, I carry South Joseph the port of Moria, then we'll sell the port of Moria. Then James Banning and Blubber Brown will sell the port of Harbour. Then Creighton Duncan and Gosling J will sell the port of Sando. If it is that kind of elementary propaganda as a national leader at our level, how can we join that kind of thing? It doesn't make sense. The law is about decentralization. It is not about private ownership. The law does not divest the ownership and authority from the government and people of Liberia. It's only saying, let the port of Harbour run, the port of Harbour there. Let Maryland run, the port of Maryland, so that they can be able to develop and create employment in Maryland. If a ship deck in Maryland, it is how to pay $20 for decking. That $20 will come in the government consolidated account. Okay. Then the port authority law will determine how much will remain in Maryland to run the port. Okay. And if one ship reach to Maryland, and it's supposed to take up 10 containers or 5 containers, and in each other container there are plenty of carton. And you need people to take up each carton for $5 a day. The people in Maryland who ain't looking for jobs can be employed rather than Moria deciding who will go take carton for ship. In Maryland, in Sando, in Gambazo. Just like that. It's going to bring fair competition. In our country...
Sorry, why the particular county does not have the expertise?
No, because we have not taken the risk. That is why we don't develop as a country. All these countries around us that you see growing and we admire, they took risk. In Liberia, if you open your mouth, even people who don't agree with some of us, they will tell you the law or the idea good, but it's not timely. In Liberia, nothing is timely. That is why nothing is achieved. So you got to start it. And it's got to take courage. And then the courage can only be accompanied by vision. Now, the Port Autonomy Law is now about the Port of Buchanan. I can understand why Monrovia is running with this port law, especially targeting Buchanan. Because among the 3 other ports, including Buchanan, Buchanan Port is the most vibrant. It's in fact helping Monrovia to run. But Monrovia is not helping the port to develop and Buchanan to develop. And so, how the other ports will run? The other ports been operating like this for almost 70 years. Try something new. And we get 1.5 years, we're making provision for 1.5 years for transition. If you go to other countries where they got plenty of seaports in one country, in different states or counties, they give us some independence, they give decentralization, help to develop those places. We will ensure, we will push this, we will push this. In fact, it is in line with the president's decentralization vision. The legislature under this presidency, we have vision. We have how you call it, and we have repealed the act creating the Ministry of Internal Affairs. In the next few weeks or a month or so, there will be no more Ministry of Internal Affairs. It will be the Ministry of Local Government, so that we can decentralize power and authority in the various counties, so that it can bring development and growth to the people. Power cannot continue to be centralized in Monrovia. It does not mean that it is a violation of the Constitution. You can decentralize authority without having a federal form of government that people will be arguing. And more besides, people need to understand, and we appeal to you guys in the media, to understand that anything the legislature creates and give it power, the legislature can take that power. The legislature can amend the power. Who created the ports? Why created the ports of Liberia?
But we have the right to question.
No, you have the right, and that's what I'm answering. Anything the legislature creates, it can amend it. The Supreme Court has ruled several times. On Article 89 of the Constitution, the authority to create agencies of government, dissolve them at any time, assign power to them, take that power and put it in different entities. It is an authority assigned to the legislature.
What does the current port condition affect?
The port has been like that for almost 70 years. Nothing new has happened. It's just the same. We're going to try something new. And we take the risk as a country. This government will do it. This is going to be a legacy reform that this country is going to benefit from. If we conclude this and we do it the proper way, it's going to help it's going to help the decongestion of Monrovia. People will go home. There will be jobs available. At least opportunity for people to go home to reside in their counties, or you don't need to be a Bassa man to go to Gambassa County to reside. You're in Liberia, and there's a job at the port of Buchanan, at the port of Sano, at the port of Harper. You can relocate. When Lanco, there are people who migrated from the country to go live in Burma. There are not all the people in Burma were born, or people from Burma, or people. People came to Buchanan in the 60s and 70s, migrated to go work for Lanco, and they stay in Buchanan, and Grandmaster begin their home, even though that's what they call integration, migration, and unity of purpose. And this thing is going to provide jobs, more jobs, because when each of the ports are independent, they will take independent decisions. They can enter into different contracts, and those contracts will have to be approved. And nobody want a port. She's looking for 2029. So the law does not say nobody will own Bassa port. And Dillon will go join to go sell the port. The port is a national asset. In order for any contract to be consummated, it has to be approved by the executive. And if it reaches the level for ratification by the Senate and the legislature, it will be. The law does not say if the law passes and President Bouaga appoints people that they're going to be there for a lifetime. He said the president of Liberia shall appoint both managers and other ranking people. It would be any president. If President Weah come back, for instance, he the one who appointed new people. If Dalisha Martel is the president, he the one who appointed people. So this small children talk about all the unity and genocide report and this and that. At our level, on the national scene, and as policy maker, sometimes you hear these things and they sound very entertaining. But again, we have to be explaining these things, at least for the other people who are uninformed and being misinformed by these propagandists, so that they can hear the other side too. Not because we want to respond to the propagandists, but it's fair for the other people to know what the thing actually is.
A few comments.
Yeah, before you, while you review, I mean, there's a comment from Prince Daniels that what do you make of the Minister of Justice, Justice's response to the simple autonomy bill?
Where's the response?
You have not seen the response. Okay, let me check. You can recommend why I check.
All right, and this one says,
so
so
why you finding that response? Look, people hate change in that Israel. And look, to change the thing, let me repeat the thing I just said. We used to do the wrong things in the country the wrong way.
So to change now.
Until to do the right thing the right way, it can look abnormal.
Okay.
It can look like you trying to do the right thing. Either you know what you're doing, or you can look closer to the people who used to do the wrong thing. And all of us, particularly in that category as a country, with our mindset, our attitude. Say for instance, when you're lifetime growing up in your metro lifetime, have you heard government officials saying, "I'm wrong, I'm sorry"?
It's very rare.
So it's very rare. So you get courage to do it, you can look abnormal. You can look abnormal to people. And you understand? It takes courage for a public official to say, the thing I did is not right, I'm wrong. Yeah, the country used to it. So it will take courage to sustain. You know what kind of courage it took to get the Senate and the leadership of the Senate, but thanks to the leadership of our chair at the time, for us to finally come around and say we'll vote, we'll put ourselves on the record, we'll vote on the record. Say 1847, I don't know whether we have had that. I will be wrong. But in our modern dispensation, since 2006 when Ellie took over on our modern dispensation, the legislature has not voted on the record where people can be held accountable by their action or inaction. It took courage to do that. It took constructive disruption to achieve that. And finally today, we get that achieved. So, you can understand when people fight in the kind of reform, because we're used to it. And so, while we can be crazy for change, but then we don't want to change. That's the difference. We can crave for change, then but we don't want to change.
All right, Charles B. Yates is watching. Africano Kiajui is watching from Shida Club Fish Market Community. Mohammed Dudu Kemukai Jr., good morning. I'm following from Bartlesville Estate, Palm Hill Community. Amadou Contino Diallo, good morning, Prime FM. I'm watching you from Pinsville Red Light. Manja Vani Krumah writes, good morning, Kelvin. And your co-host, I am Manja Vani Krumah, National Chairman of the Green Revolution Liberia. I'm following from my residence on Front Street, Monrovia. Wiama Weno. I'm watching this early morning as at 7:37 a.m. from Michigan, the USA. Morrissey Gable, Kelvin, please inform your senator that I have a bill that will promote our national agenda. And I'd like to reach him and present it to him. Therefore, please give him my WhatsApp number. Let's talk.
Sure.
Famba Okenye. I'm watching live from Jenny, Liberia town, Krumah Clan, Terwot District, Grand Cape County. And then Manja Vani Krumah Rice, Kelvin. The HPX money needs to be back because the framework agreement was never fully executed, ratified, or converted into a binding concession or access agreement. Brabi Mba. Okay, so we can stop it at Manja. We'll get back to the latter ones. You want to say something about what Manja talked about? Then we move on.
What did he say?
He said, yeah, the HPX money needs to be back because the framework agreement was never fully executed, ratified, or converted into a binding concession or access agreement.
It makes no sense. Our government is continuity. The government of Liberia took the people money, legitimate, they take out the money by passing it into law to do the budget. We had issue with that, but we did not succeed because we were not in majority at the time. And when we say government is continuity, sometimes you inherit the negative. You know, when you buy a property or a company, or you under the law, they say you inheriting the asset and the liability. So if a company were existing and you purchased it and took over, if the company were owing employees, you can't say you new company because you buying the liability, you inheriting the liability and the assets as well. This government, the rescue government, by President Joseph Nima Bouaka and by President Jeremiah Pankuru, we inherited continuity. Now, did the previous government officials use the money for the internal purpose? It's an investigation we can push to know whether they took the people money, legitimate to do the budget, and whether it was used for the internal purpose.
Who's going to do that?
It is upon this government, and we believe that the money was not used for the appropriate purpose. We have the right as a government to investigate it and hold people accountable.
Brabi Mba writes, Kelvin and Senator Dillon, I'm following live from Abushwa Island. Please ask the Senator, as Guinea has invested billions in building her rail lines, will Ivanhoe still honor the agreement in using our lines in Buchanan? I think he spoke about that. Fumba okay, I'm not going to read the comments because when you say somebody is not saying the truth, you must be able to say what the truth is. It's almost like I just call on the radio and say the additional thing you're talking is not correct. So but what is correct?
But I read it so I can know which truth.
No, but they just said the senator is not saying the truth.
Yeah, okay.
They say you can lie too much. So what is the truth
no
now?
problem.
Okay, Engineer Patrick.
Good reading.
Engineer Patrick T. now. Good morning, Senator. As a student of the extractive sector, I'd like to know if the legislature should be sought the medical advice from experts before making the decision concerning our natural resources. Emmett A.S. Tappe, I'm just following Kelvin, the LRB again. Please down there, Kelvin Deming. Can you please ask the Senator about the Justice Minister view? Let's forget about Henry Costa. No, the other choice of words, I'm not going to do that. Is the Justice Minister? No, I'm not going to do that. We can respectfully disagree.
So let's go back to our talking points. I mean, I was trying to find this.
You are trying to find this.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it.
So, you know why I asked that question?
No.
Maybe yes, this. What people are running with is the president's
veto.
Initial action to
veto the bill.
The president did not veto the bill.
Okay. What did he do?
Thank you. The president vetoed lines in the bill.
Not the whole bill.
When you say the president vetoed the bill, it means the president disagrees with the entire bill.
Okay.
And every time we're answering many questions, I'll be making small plan and put it in a great way.
Yeah.
Because you have a responsibility to help our public. Okay. Yeah, Lord, and you're looking for cash. Yeah, the one political there with the then you make I'll put it on the spot. The president did not veto the bill. The president vetoed lines in the bill. And the president's letter was clear. A 6 to 7 page letter, well detailed. This good law, this decentralization, it is part of my arrest and general vision to decentralize, development and other things in the country. So decentralization is part of my agenda. I'm quoting the president's letter. However, they bill to decentralize reports. I have some issue with their count. will they come and they come? What did the president say in conclusion in a letter? If you have it, you could read it. The president said, having in view of the foregoing, I'm sending this bill back, vetoing these lands, and asking the legislature to reconsider this land of my concern and send it back for my approval. That's what the president letter said. So in Article 2 of the Constitution, it says the Constitution of Liberia shall be the organic law of Liberia. Who has authority to declare any law that is in conflict with the Constitution and the Supreme Court? But that Article 2 says the Supreme Court shall declare inconsistent to the extent of the inconsistency any law. So that means the Supreme Court can look at a whole law and say that portion is inconsistent with the Constitution, so we're declaring it void. It does not mean that the entire law. So the Pope bill have sessions. The president having issue with one or two sessions. That does not mean he have issue with all of the sessions. That is why he did not veto the bill. He did line veto. In the Constitution, if you look at Article 35 of the Constitution, the president can do line veto or he can veto the entire law. Now, the line veto was done on the advice of the Attorney General's opinion. That was between September up there about last year. In November, December, between there, we clean up the bill. We look at the president's concern land back. So we did not override the president's veto. And when you listen to the application, when the president vetoed out of the whole bill or line item, the legislature can override with two-thirds membership of both houses. That means the thing the president vetoed, the legislature said no. We still want it. The overriding of the veto. But the president said, just look at my concern and reconsider and see whether you can reconsider for my approval. That's what the president letter said. We went and reconsidered the president's concern and removed all of those things that the president was concerned about, because in our wisdom, the president made sense. So then we subsequently sent the bill back to the president for approval. Concurred with by both houses. And by the time the bill gets to the president, they start running with the Attorney General own opinion and the president. You show me maybe a new opinion, maybe I haven't seen it.
So it's the old opinion, you're right. And in reference to 35, let me just read this sentence. It says, in so doing, the president may disapprove or resolution or any item or items thereof.
Correct.
So what the president did was just line veto.
The president did line veto. Say the other section, maybe the other functionary will conflict with the other, the maritime function. You don't reconsider it. If the legislature feels strongly, because it is the legislative action that assigns the authority to maritime. The Maritime Act is a creation. It's an act of the legislature. The legislature took transportation function for under the Ministry of Commerce, Transport and Industry and created the Ministry of Transport. Why did it happen? Because the legislature has the authority. The legislature just passed an act which was submitted by President Weah, sponsored by Darius Dillon on the floor, even though I was opposition in his government, to grant autonomy to the Corrections Bureau, to take it from under Ministry of Justice, to give it autonomy. Because it is the legislature that put that Corrections Bureau authority under the Justice Ministry through the act creating the Justice Ministry. It is the legislature that gave power. It is the legislature that can take the power. So, but in the wisdom of the legislature, the president made sense. So, let's address the president's concern rather than overriding it. We address the president's concern. The two houses reviewed and passed it, concurred for the second time, and sent it to the president. And by the time it landed on the president's desk, the propagandists grabbed the Attorney General's opinion and provision of the old law and said they do nothing, and then they define the president. And people expect national leaders like us to be in the public tit
Clarifying.
for tat or fanatic propaganda. We're not going to do that. We're looking forward to the president's action, and we believe, hopefully, it will be favorable.
Okay, we have exactly 10 minutes. We're going to pick up course in about that's 9 minutes quickly. Can you talk about this this Ministry of Internal Affairs thing to have it changed to a local government? What is the conversation about that?
Come again?
The local government
Local
act.
Government Act. Can you elaborate more on that?
So, the Local Government Act is to conform to the decentralization of development in the various counties, to give more power back to the people, to the local governments. And that is why it was wise enough to, we have the Local Government Act of 2018. That Local Government Act even changed the name of assistant superintendents, the title. You don't have no more assistant superintendents across the country. You have county officer for development, county officer for finance, and what have you. Those were functions assigned to the title assistant ministers. And then you put power in the people to the county council. Through the county council, so that development can stay with the people, and the people can decide what they want. And like people going to campaign, you go to campaign in a community, you ask the people what they want. You tell them what you do for them. So sometimes that one, when you're telling the people what you do for them, sometimes you can see them clapping, because the thing you're telling them that you do for them, now what they want. You go in a community that the people having plenty of hand pump. And you say, when you're maybe love the Lord, we are hand pump, you get to the people clapping. So you need to ask the people what you want me to do to represent you when you put me in there.
What are the pressing issues in your community?
What are the pressing issues in your community? You understand? So the Local Government Act is a visionary act passed in 2018 that will give power back to the people, the local communities, so they can determine what their needs are, so that national government can fund it through the national budget by means of county development fund and this and that. When you have the Local Government Act giving power back to the people, then you want to do the ministry to conform to that act. So under President Bouakar's vision, part of his vision under the arrest agenda, he submitted the bill and the legislature passed it to dissolve the Ministry of Internal Affairs to now make it Ministry of Local Government. So all appointed officials at the current Ministry of Internal Affairs, upon its dissolution in the next few days or weeks, everybody will be deemed either resign or other job. It will be left with the president in keeping with the new Local Government Act, Ministry of Local Ministry Act, to either re-nominate people or send some people home in line with his own wisdom.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, this is the Prime Morning Drive on Prime FM 105.5. Shortly, we'll go to the line. Maybe two issues because
today's session I have to go away.
two issues.
We got 5 minutes to go to the line.
Okay,
Yes.
so two issues quickly. One, the bread and butter issue in the rescue government, and then two, yesterday was the 7th cycle graduation of the Center for Rehabilitation and Reintegration. Your critics think that you've tied the project around your re-election. I mean, if you're not re-elected in 2029, the longevity of the center. I mean,
Let him treat that lastly, and then the first one first.
okay, the bread and butter issue.
bread and butter issue.
Why you want me to talk about? That way you don't
Because
go
that's
to
the
the
one
why
that
you
bounds the both of you together now.
Yeah.
So the last is the best.
No.
But I'm doing it for the convenience of your bound.
No, we don't have no
That the reason why-
I just talked to the, I appreciated the war on drugs from going to
You
that
confess to me, right?
Yeah.
You know what you told me?
Why
Go ahead.
would you?
Don't forget about me and that man business. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Now put a camera on him. I like that. But listen, so we have to use common sense, especially as the government, so we can clearly define what is bread and butter issue.
Okay.
Or else bread and butter issue is going to be a cliche that will sound like nothing happening, because some opposition will soon make our people to believe bread and butter issue mean the real bread with the flour and the margarine butter. So you see, that is why I always say I like to communicate rather than talking at the people. Because when you communicate with the people, they can understand the message. I like to have conversation. So bread and butter issue suggests that people can afford to send their children to school, to go to the market, to own a house, to live a decent life, so that they don't be begging. Simple, right? And the government take action so that your purchasing power is improved, increased, and the thing you are spending on, government take action so that you don't spend on that thing, you can spend on different things, right? So what is bread and butter issue? Bread and butter issue is when the government does almost everything to make electricity not only stable, better than what it used to be, but expand it across the country. Then you don't buy generator plus fuel. The other money to buy generator, repair the generator, and buy fuel every day because LEC is not stable. You're saving additional funding to fund other things, other needs, that bread and butter issue. When you're bringing HPX, when you're bringing investment companies to give our people jobs so they can be able to afford to, to live decent life, that bread and butter issue. When you make rest press stable and even reduce it, so that additional money you use to buy rest rate, you can use it to do different things, other things, that bread and butter issue. When you enter into more road contracts, where you get more people doing roads and Liberians involved, and they are on the road doing the roads, and they're working to earn money, that bread and butter issue. But if we take down, we sit down, and the opposition will make in the people ear that bread and butter issue mean that food and bread and mayonnaise, or that fatty bread, and mayonnaise, or that short bread and margarine butter. No, not here. It means the government taking action. Are we there yet? No. In fact, are we close to being there yet? I would think no. Are we making strides to get there? You can see it. Let me say, even when we're young, even as we're adults, when we're young, children, you're not even providing anything to the house. You come from school, you're hungry. You learn in the kitchen. You learn to tell no food that you will fair with your man. In fact, it can be fair. But even though you're not providing food money, right? You learn on the table, no food. Then you go in the kitchen, they go back late. Then they part them upside down. Hey, that thing ain't great organization. Even we, the men or people who are responsible for homes, when you go home hungry, when you reach no food on the table, you're angry. In fact, it can make you so uncomfortable and angry. You know in the kitchen, when the pot boiling, and your mom say the rest tipping, even though you're angry, but you can calm your anger because chew will come soon. Now, why am I saying this? I'm saying this to say, when no food on the table, the fire not catching, then west part the cold wet, then nothing coming here now, right? Again, that loss of hope. Because if you waiting for that kind of thing, you're wasting time, you're not bearing patience. But if you go home, no food on the table, you're hungry, but you see that the food almost done, and you calm your anger. It means something is being done. We are not there yet with the level and number of jobs we want to give our people, for our people to have in the private sector. But are we taking deliberate actions, and are there signs to show proof? When you are entering into this agreement, the road contracts, the HPX or Ivanhoe deal, different, you're doing total oil exploration deal. The exploration period is going to create jobs for Liberia, more jobs, and all of that thing. It means food may not be on the table now, but they come in digital.
Let's go to the drug and then we'll go to the lines. I mean, the lifespan, the longevity of the Center for Rehabilitation and Reintegration. Yesterday was a 7th cycle. I mean, beautiful girls, Kevin,
a program that you so cherish. Go ahead.
Look, one of the reasons I don't normally talk about the rehab
until there's graduation or until we have people in there is because it is not something political for me.
Okay.
In 2019, when I became senator, I made a conscious, passionate decision to ask people to join me so we can do something in the fight against drug and to rehabilitate our people so that national government can see that it's possible, so that we can do it on a whole national, larger scale. So we enter into 10 years lease agreement for the property. We had to do that property almost over. Oh, people say, oh, why 10 years? Because it's time we end 2029. So last year, we extended the leasehold by another 10 years. So it's going up to 2039. In between that time, we're looking forward to practically owning our own place. That means that rehab center doesn't have political lifespan. It has almost everlasting lifespan, whether I'm senator
Or not. Okay.
Since we opened that place, we have reformed over 200 of our citizens. Muslims, Christians, no God, Liberian, human beings. Partisan, no partisan, male, female, from Bon County, from Magibi, from Grand Bassa, largely from Monserrato. I don't intend to run for political office in Bon County. I don't intend to run for political office in Magibi. I don't intend to run for political office in Grand Bassa County.
It's been rumored that you will go to Bassa.
Yeah, they rumor that from 2024 every day I can be asking for 2029. So, but what I'm saying is, but we have recovered Liberian citizens from these various counties. It is not political. My salary, I put it in there. You were there. I deliberately called all the staff. We got 5 security. I see their service in that center as service to humanity. But they're getting honorarium every month. We got kitchen staff, about 4. They are providing services to humanity to cook for people who are being recovered from drugs 3 times a day. But they're getting honorarium monthly. We have executive director, we have clinicians, we have psychiatrists, we have administrative staff, we have nurses, we run a small clinic. They are getting honorarium. At least something that they can rely on as it is to take back home to help take care of their families too. Then we feed our clients in there 3 times a day. We shelter them free. The last group I graduated yesterday was there from July. 24-hour current. When LEC goes, the generator is on. People don't have time for expenses that will go through over there. What Darius Dillon doing with his salary from Monterrey? That one salary has created honorary living for 18 staff at that place and have recovered from drug abuse and from drug addiction and substance abuse. Over 200 of our citizens. One of them is in America today. The grandmother called Uncle Lule to tell her thank you. She raising funding to help the center. We have one of our graduates whose parents took him now or her to Nigeria, and the kid is practicing with the Nigerian Honor 20 national team. At least on the photo they sent us. We have one of our graduates who is now a consultant at the Ministry of Education. We have several of our graduates. In fact, the last graduation, one of the boys came from Magibi to say that when he was coming for the graduation of, because he graduated 4 cycles ago with the males. When he was coming for the second batch of girls graduation. He came to give testimony that I'm an electronics technician.
Wow.
I run my own shop. When I was coming, I left instruction on my employees what to do.
Wow.
And when we put out a video, they are residents of Kakata, where he resides. They were testifying on the video that Senator Dillon, thank you for this gentleman. We know him, and thank you for his reform. He's not only, he doesn't want to own a business center. He's employing people because he's reformed. We can go on naming the success story of that.
What about Danicia's favorite?
Yeah. We are coming.
Don't leave that out.
And what is interesting, the place is now called the Darius Dillon Center. It is a center for rehabilitation and reintegration. Nobody pays registration fee for us to take it to the bank. Nobody pays staying fee, shelter, lodging fee. Nobody. When you in there and you're sick, and the clinic we have there cannot cater to your medical needs, and your parents can't afford all, the center we cater. We transfer our patients to medical facilities, and we cater to the medical needs. There are two girls who have got children. They were pregnant before they took them in there. One of the girls, one of the children, a boy, is being taken care of by members of the board of the center, giving him life. But you don't see me every day
talking about it.
No, because it is not political. I only use my voice because I had a larger platform being a senator, so more people will hear me. And it is because of the kind of care we do there, the Bowie Foundation, taking advantage of the grant of 20 million given by the Melena Gates. She contributed or donated 10,000 US dollars. The Bowie Foundation. She contributed $10,000 for us to cater to more girls. The board we met, we said we must show something concrete with the 10,000. We built an annex that can take more than 15 additional people in the compound. We have 12 laptops to impart computer and IT skills training into our people. We have five sewing machines, and Senator Jonathan Bocha said we made good on his pledge to add additional 5 sewing machines so they can learn tailoring, boys and girls in there. So you're leaving from there with some skills. So, Chief, that rehab center is not a money-making thing for me. The $3,000 that I sort of commit to Maserati every time, I put it in there. 18 persons employed. Every 6 months, we get people in there. We cater to them, and it is good for my soul. Because as imperfect as I am, the gospel music that says, if I can help somebody as I pass this way, my living will not be easy.
Thank you. His name is Senator Abe Darius Dillon. We go to the lines and hear from our callers. Kelvin Demi, Danicius Mate, and we have Jala TV, Closing Argument, Portified, City TV, Senator Dillon's page, and are all carry this program live. Also on Prime FM's page, it has Prime FM Monrovia 105.5. The numbers are 777-4040-10, 777-4040-10, or 0778 460793, 0778-460793, or 0886-050507, 0886-050507. Because of time, we take 6 calls, and you have to be straight to the point because of time. Let's hear from our first caller on the line. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, not more than a minute, please.
Yeah, I'm here and I'm calling for Labasi.
Quickly, go ahead, my brother.
Let me appreciate the hard-working senator. We did not make me say 2020 to elect Senator Dillon. And we need more of Dillon in our house. I want to encourage him, let him encourage his colleagues so that all the senators can put hands together and then be a rehab center. I mean, our brothers are suffering.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's hear from caller number 2. No time. Good morning. I swear it exceeds 1 minute. I call it off.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. You're
So
live.
my name is Ahmed Pabai. Good morning.
Ahmed Pabai. Is it Black Shama?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Happy New Year.
Go ahead, big brother.
Yeah, sure. So, good morning to.
Good morning.
Yeah, I'm going to use my 1 minute wisely. First, to say Happy New Year to you. I'm happy to hear you on the radio. Because by all accounts, you're one of our finest luminaries when it comes to our constitution and our law in Liberia. You're always on the radio. Tell Liberians about our rights and what we're supposed to do. I also admire you on it. Most of the time, people bash out in the name of criticism. They don't criticize. When you criticize, you got to say what has been done, and then you can say, all right, do more. But when you just bash out anything that someone has done, and you say you're criticizing, I think it's unfair. And thirdly, what happened to the current Europe Grand National County? We grew up seeing electricity. Our passing right here, we can't get. Or our people can't get. Happy New Year.
Thank you, Black Shama. He's a big brother in the media. Quickly. Now, listen, if you call, you are live. And so if you're having a conversation in the background, we'll cut you off because it goes into the microphone. Let's hear from that caller quickly.
Okay,
and then we come. So just hold on, sir.
Good morning, Kevin, and good morning to our dynamic senator in studio. This is Sinantana Sumo calling from Capitol Hill. Senator, let me say thank you for all that you do for your people and the country. And one thing I want to say concerning the rumors on the Poti centralization stuff is that people shouldn't get distracted and just be focused. But my disappointment has to do with when Jeremiah Pia went for confirmation hearing, he spoke to the Liberian Senate and said he will represent the 3 branches of government. But that must have been seen from the lower and the upper house on most of the platform, especially when the media is about, the press conference is about to take place at Mika. So we hope and pray that this year around, that some of these rumors will not be in the public if and only if your public affair is coordinating with the Ministry of Information.
Okay.
Thank you and have a nice day.
Thank you. Let's hear from this overseer. He calls in from Belgium. Good morning. Then we'll take the last 2 quickly. Good morning.
Good morning, Kevin, and good morning to Senator Dillon. I don't know whether he still can remember the name Melvin Deshee.
Melvin Deshee, go ahead.
I was one of those.
Wait, Melvin Deshee.
Spend money.
Yeah, the senator is asking you. Hold on.
No, let me go out.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Deshee.
Yeah, I have a receipt of $400 that I spent to put zinc in that particular building.
Which building?
I really don't know since that thing went on. I believe that the senator turned it political. Because if he had not turned it political, the calls that have been sent to him, knowing that I was a donor on that particular project, knowing very well that I had international contact for the drug.
Which building?
For the Zocos. The Zoco building. That particular building that the Zocos are in right now.
Okay.
When it's campaign time,
no, I can't. Let me ask him.
Okay, yeah, hold on. The senator wants to ask you. Hold on. The senator wants to ask you. Yeah, go ahead.
Melvin.
Yeah.
Let me admit that I know you by telephone. We haven't met before. I know you supported my campaign. Who you get that $400 to for the rehab center? Let's talk on the radio.
Okay, it was Martin Collette. And I have a receipt to it, Senator. I will never lie on particular.
No, I'm not saying you lying.
You lying.
Your brother is asking.
Yeah, he's asking. He wants to be sure.
I know this shit. Okay, hello.
Yeah, calm down now. Yeah, he just want to know who you get. Just give him chance.
I know him, but
give him chance. Oh,
so a good Martin Cola, not Martin Colley, so you can people can confuse it. I will add Martin Cola about the $400, and he said you get a receipt. You still get my number, send it to me. I want to thank you for contributing $400, but you should also tell the people you turn the other way, angry politically. You made a reaction of political when I decided to support Joseph Boakai while you are supporting Cummings.
Oh,
But
really?
they coming through, they always attacking me.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. You can also send that receipt to me. You can also send that receipt.
Let's make politics with everything.
Let's take this caller, then we'll take the last one. Good morning. You've been on the line for long. Good morning. Go ahead.
Kevin, I want to thank you, and I want to thank my revolutionary and visionary senator.
And you have to do that in 1 minute, Pony. Because
I will definitely be sustained. Senator, I want to thank you so much for coming to the radio. They put decentralization, the arguments on Facebook, and Senator, I want to thank you so much. Your appearance is timely, it's appropriate. There's so many speculations, the allegations and accusations that the Senate leadership, you and Senator Kanga, how a French billionaire is sponsoring, want to take in charge of the port, and then the president veto. All of your clarity is sufficient this morning. But Senator, I'd like to ask you this. Your friend and brother were very clear on the radio that you call him repeatedly. When you call him, or now on the radio, on the podcast, that you call him over 3 times.
Who is friend and brother now? Because there were a lot of
Henry
podcasts.
Costa were very clear.
Okay.
I have a problem with it. And the senator is on a public radio to make some things clear. That you call him repeatedly. I don't know, you want to sit down quietly with him, but he vehemently refused all of your calls. What is the current relationship? And I just want to thank you for the clarity and give you all insight for the bill. I leave the public have an understanding now.
Thank you, Pony. Thank you. Let's take the last one. We call it a day right here. Good morning. Yeah.
Good morning.
Yeah, 30 seconds, please. No time.
Okay, my name is T. Isaac. I'm calling you from First Street, Single, to be precise, the City Hall community.
Go ahead, Isaac.
Let me say good morning to the Senator. Mr. Senator, I'm so grateful to hear you this morning on the Prime FM this morning. And let me say this, Mr. Senator, there are so many people who don't understand that why you guys are passing through in the House of Senate. Some of us who know why you're passing through, because there have been on series of occasions. When I went to that building, when I entered your office, I saw how jammed the office been. You're one of those senators in that building who office is always true, who office is always back, only on the basis of going for assistance from you. And so I want to salute you this morning with your calm behavior within you, with the heart that God placed within you, to be so good to mankind today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my brother. You are last caller. We're not taking any more calls. We have to go, Senator. You have some concerns.
No caller.
Yeah, Pony, thank you. And let me say thanks to all of the callers and those who listened, tried to call, but could not get through. Look, at this point, we can be holding. I always say opposition got talking point. We now, the government, must have a checklist of things to do and achieve. Every time you look in your checklist and you check something to do and you do it, you reduce the talking point from the opposition. Opposition just need to say LEC gone. Government business is a major LEC on. You understand? So you can be war for war with opposition. I was in opposition before, so I know all that thing. Your league Costa. God knows how to pay people. It's just simple. Costa that accused everybody but himself. Everybody, Joe, we join, we accuse Joe, he killed Joseph Boyka. Boyka still living. Joe, no, you leave my brother, that my late brother, and he didn't want me senator. I gave God the glory. Mommy and my ungrateful. He made me senator. He almost made Joseph Boyka president until he screwed up. We gave God the glory. Well, Boyka, when he screwed, he said, we don't want to make sure we will fought for him to be reconciled with the president. And then the people who fought for him. Look, Yoli Costa, you will come. And Costa was in a podcast, he said, Dillon been calling me. Okay. The time you were calling me for me to carry the president, Boyka, did I put it on radio? That immaturity to do that.
What are you talking about now?
No, Sana, it's good to speak. I may not be one of the best things that people like, but people know my mouth is not for hire.
Okay.
People know my mouth is not for hire. The elevated respect for me in this country, I'm not going to diminish it at my brother's level. That he the one when he do his podcast, he can see the comment on it. You don't waste the water. I don't care what you do, you can't take it all again. Even you want to take her, you will not take her all. Character damage is bad. I got to go to session.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. On that note, this is how I would like to conclude this edition of the program, The Prime Morning Drive. I'll find some time to go to the
Hey, my man.
why you don't want me to go there? No. It's not for you to comment.
No, I'm not commenting. Let her free flow for two minutes. The man went at the first time. Why he left shedding complexion? Why he left shedding complexion?
I went there.
So I talking about Tanisha.
You joined Tanisha to ambush me.
Oh, yeah.
The man got 2 numbers now.
Yeah, because I said I won't go there. The man got behind me.
No, the man say, man, go. You the one there.
You have decided not to go. So I should not.
Hey, Google, stay on air. Kevin, you have me. Look, sorry. It is not. I don't hate Nima.
Yes, the Nimba thing, it was one of the talking points at the time.
Look, I don't hate Nimba. I don't hate Nimbayans. All the Nimbayans in the government nominated by President Weah, I voted to confirm them. I mean by President Bouaka. I voted to confirm them. Yes, on the record. I never voted against any Nimba. I don't hate Nimbayans. I don't hate Nimba County. I'm bringing it all to say, even in County made joke. I saw some comments from some non-Nimbayans. My man is crew from Riverside County. Said Roxas. I think between, I don't know what between Riverside and Sando now. From Roxas, my man that crew, my pa, my grandpa, Abraham Pele. My man is Hannah Tana Pele. My grandfather was Reverend. My man a crew. And I said, the way Grand Crew and Nima playing, I said, my man a crew, and you know what I'm making for? Because this Monday, no Nimbayans. Then why he hate us, anything about Nima, he hate it. No. Let's be careful so we don't go hate
For one another.
For one another in the country like that. I have the right to support my mother link. Everybody was looking for, and in fact, I even was joking. I said, when Nima started leading Grand Crew, I put up, I said, GB and Domo government is saying Kasawa. Just ain't not to link, ain't no myself. Okay, I'm happy that Nima. Look, hello, Nimayans. Some of you, before you say generalizing, some of you stop the foolishness. Is that fair? It's not right. I got no ill intent toward Nibayans. No, not at all. My friends in the Senate, Nyan Twine and Samuel Koka, the chairman on foreign affairs in the House, my colleague, Nika Gay, asking about our relationship, professional working relationship. It is very cordial, respectful. We travel in the name of the country together, at UN General Assembly, at this other place in New York, for the country. The chairman on foreign affairs. We work in tandem to get Liberia's foreign image, and running positively in tandem with the Minister of Foreign Affairs and the President. I don't hate Nima. I don't hate Nimbayans. Stop the foolishness. It's wrong.
I will talk about that tomorrow too, and I was waiting for your official response